Good, good evening, sir. We are Group 8 members and we are presenting on accessibility in learning. And these are our group members. We have Seth Amanu Krantin, we have Imran Emmanuel, we have Michael Afo, Alasan, then Bright Eduba. So, our objective for today is the first objective. We are going to look at the meaning of accessibility in learning, features of accessibility in education, advantage for students, advantage for teachers, accommodation approach, best practice, then the role of AI in education. What the meaning of accessibility in learning or accessibility in education? So accessibility in education ensures that all learners, regardless for their physical, cognitive, sensory, or socio-economic barriers, can fully partake and benefit from learning opportunities. So, in a simple term, said accessibility is an inclusive environment that remove barriers to ensure that equal access to education for all learners. So, it accommodates learners from different background, regardless their other physical, cognitive, sensory, or socio-economic barriers. So, accessibility make education easy for learners. Now, we are going to look at the features or the components of accessibility in education. Now, one of the features is Universal Design for Learning, that's the UDL. Now, Universal Design for Learning is an educational framework that aims to make learning more accessible to all students. It's an proactive design for learning that teachers use, that is having different teaching method designed to accommodate all learners with different learning needs. Then the second point is assistive technology. And this is where these screen recorders are used to help children with visual impaired learners. You can also use speech to text software. Then for students with motor disability, text to speech devices for non-verbal learners. Then the third one is physical digital accessibility. This is where ergonomic features, sensory friendly classroom, and accessible labs are provided for learners with disabilities. Then the last but not the least, these are characteristics: educated training and awareness. Now, this deal with professional development, teacher trained in accessibility tools and how to use the UDL, how you can also apply inclusive method. Also, educators build empathy for understanding children with learning different learning needs. Now, from here, I will just give it to my friend Michael to continue from the advantage of accessibility to students.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, so with advantages for students, we first of all talk about the inclusivity. The inclusivity has to do with the students who happen to be in the classroom, irrespective of their age, are involved in the children disability friendly, are able to take part in the accommodating processes, which helps them to also grasp knowledge from the accessible education facilities. So we talk about the flexibility of it. Flexibility has to do with the students being able to take part in self-paced learning via or through digital platforms. Here, the platforms can be WhatsApp, can be Moodle, can be Canvas, and so on. So the students are being able to take part in learning. This is what we are trying to put across. The last advantage for students is improved outcome. Since the students take part in the teaching and learning process and are able to grasp to go through the practical aspect of it, they are able to grasp in depth to improve upon their outcome in as far as information technology is concerned. I move on to the advantages for teachers. Please, next slide. Okay. So the advantages for teachers, the first one has to do with reduced workload. Teachers don't find it difficult creating accessible learning materials like captions, clear instructions, and organized resources.
Hello, Michael. Hello. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael. Hello.
This Michael is awful.
Okay, then Bright, Alasan, continue from where Michael ended.
Professional growth. Is that professional growth? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, we are here.
So one of the advantage for teachers is
Okay,
Michael is back.
Okay, Michael, continue.
Continue. Yeah, we can hear
so
you.
the second has for teachers. I'm continuing from there. Okay, so we also have enhanced engagement. With enhanced engagement, we are talking about the issue whereby teachers take part in the practical aspect of the teaching and learning process. So here they are involved with the students as far as teaching and learning is concerned. So they are in one way or the other help the students to experience whatever they are supposed to learn in the classroom technology is concerned. Please, Alasa, can you continue from accommodation approach for me? Thank you. Alasa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please accommodation approach.
Accommodation approach refers to the individualized adjustment made to support students with disability or specific learning needs, ensuring equitable access to educational content and opportunities. So this means that the teacher is supposed to create a suitable environment that will accommodate all students with disabilities to ensure that they will be able to learn as the rest. And the next slide. Now this takes us to the characteristics of the accommodation approach. The first point is individualized support. So the teacher or the facilitator is supposed to create or help individual students with diverse needs to understand the learning. And then the second point is reactive response. So the teacher is supposed to help students with diverse needs so that they'll be able to respond to any objectives of the lesson. Then the next one, which is collaboration. Collaboration, this means teachers, parents, special educators, and sometimes the students themselves work together to plan and provide the right accommodation. Example, a teacher may work with a special education teacher to decide if a student needs extra time or quiet room for tests. Parents must share insight about what works best. Then the last one, which is use of technology. Technology helps make learning and assessment more accessible for students with different needs. Example, text-to-speech software for students with reading difficulties. Then speech-to-text tools for students who struggle with writing. The next slide, please. Alexa. The next slide.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. The next slides that the best practice. Hello?
Yeah, we are here.
Okay. The best practice. The first one is the
Alasa, continue.
hello. Okay, the best practice, which is adopt universal design for learning. This means creating lesson and materials that work with all students from the start. Then the next one, which is assistive technology. These are tools that help students with disabilities learn more easily. For example, a student who can't see well might use a screen reader. Then the next one, which is train educators. Teachers and staff need to learn how to support all kinds of learners, especially students with disabilities. Training help them understand different needs and how to use tools or strategies that make learning easier. Then the last one, which is student-centered approach. This means putting the students' needs, interests, and strengths at the heart of teaching instead of one-sideful all lesson. Teachers adapt to how each student learn best and give them choice in how they learn and show them what they know. Okay.
Okay.
Continue there for me.
Now continue with the role of AI.
Okay, this is Imran Emmanuel. I'm continuing from the role of AI. Can you hear me?
You are live and clear. Please continue.
Okay. So I'm continuing from the role of AI. Now, the first role of AI in accessibility in education is personalized learning. Now, AI can analyze data to adopt content based and style for learners' needs. For example, you can use ready adjust mass lesson based on the individual student performance. Then the second one is accessibility tool. Now, accessibility tool like text to speech to aid students with motor and visual impaired, so that they can also be accommodated in education. Then the third one is language transition. Now, this is where AI language accessibility through transition of learning materials, interpreting of lectures. For example, Google Translate can translate material ordered to perform like Blackboard offer to grade in transition. Then the next, okay. Hello.
Yes.
So, in a nutshell, that's the
Yeah,
second.
hello.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmanuel, I'm live.
Okay, so that's the role of AI in accessibility in education. So we are in the summary.
Okay. So with the summary, we started talking about accessibility in education or accessibility in learning. And we made mention of accessibility in education as an instructional tool that ensures that equitable learning opportunities for all students are experienced, because particularly with those who are disabled and have diverse needs as far as teaching and learning is concerned. We also looked at some key components or characteristics of accessibility in learning, and we made mention of one as a universal design for learning, which is a proactive framework for creating flexible, inclusive curricula. Again, we talked about accommodation approach, which is tailored adjustment. For example, extended time, assistive technologies to address individual barriers. We also made mention of best practices. Now, with the best practices, we are talking about things that will help improve upon accessibility in learning. And we made mention of assistive technology, teacher training, and student-centered feedback. We finished on the role of AI, and we saw that with the role of AI, we have to consider personalization, accessibility tools, and language translation. Today, we bring the curtains to an end on our presentation. I'm Michael.
Okay, Michael. Michael.
Thank you very much.
Michael. Michael.
Michael
Hello?
is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Emmanuel.
you see, we are not
Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are not able to show.
I'm live. I'm not going.
We are not able to show our camera, so you turn on our camera, then you mention your name, then you turn on your camera.
Okay. So Emmanuel, can you start with the camera?
No. Because I'm sharing the screen. Unless I stop sharing, so you start. When you finish, I'll stop sharing. Then
Okay.
I'll do my own.
Okay. So I am Afo Michael, and I started with the advantages for students, advantages for teachers, as well as summarizing the contents of our slides. Thank you very much.
Alasan.
Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. Alasan.
Yes, I'm Al Hassan. Yes, I presented on the best practices of accessibility in education.
Okay. So I'm stop sharing the screen so that I can also show my screen.
Okay.
Okay. My camera is not coming. Can you see my face?
Your face is live. You're
Okay.
alive.
Okay, I'm Imran Emmanuel. I started the introduction, then there's the meaning of accessibility, then characteristics of accessibility, then the role of AI. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.